What's good? What's good? What's good? So, if you want to grab some paper and pen, I'm gonna give you all the. Oh, I'm gonna give everybody everybody's picks right now. I'm gonna go over all the picks of the Pick'em League. I was gonna do this a little bit later, but I got a couple things I gotta do. So, if you want to grab some paper, whoever shows up, um, or you could go over this video. What's good with it, Jeremy? So I'm just gonna go over everybody's picks. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 25, 26. We had 26 players. Get them in the Pick'em League, $100 payout. So, congratulations to everybody getting in the Pick'em League. I appreciate everybody's support, man. It was fun getting everybody signed up for it. For next week, $5, bro. $5 for next week. But yeah, we had a good turnout, man. So you guys can go back on this video. So my picks. This is Savloke's picks. What up, Ted? What's good with you, man? Buffalo and Rams. I picked the Rams. New Orleans Saints and Atlanta. I picked New Orleans Saints. Cleveland Browns and Carolina Panthers. I picked the Cleveland Browns. San Francisco 49ers and Chicago. I picked San Francisco in that game. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh going to Cincinnati. I picked Cincinnati Bengals. Indianapolis at Houston Texans. I picked the Indianapolis Colts in that game. New England at Miami. I picked Miami in that game. Baltimore going to New York Jets. I picked the Baltimore Ravens in that game. Jacksonville Jaguars at Washington Commanders. I picked the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City Chiefs at Arizona Cardinals. I picked Kansas City Chiefs in that game. Las Vegas versus the LA Chargers. I picked Los Angeles Chargers in that game. Green Bay at Minnesota. I picked Green Bay Packers over the Minnesota Vikings in that game. Eagles at Detroit. I picked the Detroit Lions in that game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Dallas Cowboys. I picked the Dallas Cowboys. I actually picked Tampa Bay in that game. And Tennessee over New York Giants and the Denver Broncos over Seattle Seahawks. So those are my picks right there. Next person that got in the running was Shy. Buffalo and Rams. He picked the Buffalo Bills. He picked Atlanta Falcons over New Orleans Saints. He picked Carolina Panthers over the Cleveland Browns. He picked San Francisco 49ers over Chicago Bears. This was an interesting pick for him. He picked the Pittsburgh Steelers over Cincinnati. He picked Indianapolis over Houston Texans. He picked Miami over New England Patriots. He picked Baltimore Ravens over the New York Jets. He picked Jacksonville Jaguars over the Washington Commanders. He picked Arizona Cardinals over Kansas City Chiefs. Interesting pick. He picked Los Angeles Chargers over the Las Vegas Raiders. He picked Green Bay Packers over Minnesota. He picked the Eagles over Detroit. He picked Dallas Cowboys over Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Tennessee Titans over the New York Giants, and the Denver Broncos over Seattle. His name is Shy. If you need his picks, ask me. Those are all the picks from him. Next runner-up that got in the pool, it was Billy Scott. Billy Scott picked the Rams over the Buffalo Bills, Atlanta Falcons over New Orleans Saints, the Cleveland Browns over Carolina Panthers, San Francisco 49ers over the Chicago Bears, Cincinnati Bengals over Pittsburgh, Houston Texans over Indianapolis, New England Patriots over the Miami Dolphins, Baltimore Ravens over New York Jets, Washington Commanders over Jacksonville Jaguars, Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona, Los Angeles Chargers over the Las Vegas Raiders. Green Bay Packers over Minnesota. Detroit Lions over the Eagles. Tampa Bay over Dallas. Tennessee Titans over New York Giants. And the Denver Broncos over Seattle. His name's Billy Scott. That's all of Billy Scott's picks. So if you want to write these down, if you're in the pool, you want to write these down for you have all the picks, and you could just go off them Sunday. You're more than welcome. If you need me to go over them, ask me. The next runner-up is Bliss, my brother. He picked the Rams over the Buffalo Bills, Atlanta over New Orleans Saints, Carolina Panthers over the Cleveland Browns, San Francisco over Chicago Bears. He picked the Cincinnati Bengals over Pittsburgh Steelers. He picked Houston Texans over the Indianapolis Colts. He picked Miami Dolphins over New England Patriots. The Baltimore Ravens over New York Jets. He picked Jacksonville Jaguars over the Washington Commanders. He picked Arizona over Kansas City Chiefs. Las Vegas Raiders over Los Angeles Chargers. Green Bay Packers over the Minnesota Vikings. Eagles over Detroit Lions. Tampa Bay Buccaneers over Dallas Cowboys. Tennessee over New York Giants. And the Denver Broncos over Seattle. His name is Bliss. Bliss. The next runner-up is Rachel. She picked the Buffalo Bills over the Rams. Atlanta Falcons over New Orleans Saints. The Carolina Panthers over Cleveland Browns. San Francisco over Chicago. Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Houston Texans over Indianapolis. New England over the Patriots. Baltimore over New York Jets. Jacksonville Jaguars over over Washington. Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona. Las Vegas over Los Angeles Chargers. The Green Bay Packers over Minnesota Vikings. Eagles over Detroit. Tampa Bay over Dallas Cowboys. Tennessee Titans over the New York Giants. And the Denver Broncos over Seattle. Her name's Rachel. The next runner-up is Mama Bear. She chose Buffalo Bills over the Rams. Atlanta Falcons over New Orleans Saints. San Francisco 49ers over Chicago Bears. Pittsburgh Steelers over Cincinnati. Houston Texans over the Indianapolis Colts. Miami Dolphins over New England Patriots. Baltimore Ravens over New York Jets. Jacksonville over Washington Commanders. Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona. Los Angeles Chargers over Las Vegas Raiders. The Green Bay Packers over Minnesota. Detroit over the Eagles. Tampa Bay over Dallas Cowboys. Tennessee Titans over the New York Giants. And Denver Broncos over Seattle. The next runner-up, Mama 2. She got 2 tickets. She did, and the 2 tickets, basically, she did one opposite team. So whoever she picked in the first ticket, she picked the opposite team in the second ticket. Next runner-up is Johnny. He picked the Buffalo Bills over the Rams. New Orleans Saints over Atlanta. Carolina Panthers over Cleveland Browns. San Francisco 49ers over Chicago Bears. He picked Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Indianapolis over Houston. Miami over New England Patriots. Baltimore over New York Jets. Washington Redskins over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona. Los Angeles Chargers over Las Vegas. Green Bay versus Minnesota. Green Bay over Minnesota. Detroit over the Eagles. Tampa Bay Buccaneers over Dallas Cowboys. He chose Tennessee Titans over the Giants. And the Denver Broncos over Seattle. I already did yours, Shy, so you're going to have to go back in the video, man. You should have been here from the get-go. What up, Megatron? What's good with you, bro? Steve-O. He's the next runner-up. He chose the Rams over Buffalo Bills. He chose Atlanta over New Orleans Saints. He chose Carolina over the Cleveland Browns. He chose San Francisco over Chicago. He chose Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. He chose Indianapolis over Houston. He chose Miami Dolphins over New England. He also chose Baltimore over New York Jets, the Jacksonville over Washington Commanders, Arizona over Kansas City Chiefs. He chose Los Angeles Chargers over Las Vegas Raiders, Green Bay Packers over Minnesota, the Detroit Lions over the Eagles, Tampa Bay over Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants over Tennessee. That was a crazy pick from him. And he chose the Seahawks over the Denver Broncos. Some crazy picks in that one. And the next runner-up, Jake. He chose the Rams over Buffalo, Atlanta Falcons over New Orleans Saints, the Carolina Panthers over Cleveland Browns. He chose Chicago over San Francisco. He chose Cincinnati over Pittsburgh, Houston, Texas over Indianapolis, Miami Dolphins over New England, New York Jets over the Baltimore Ravens, Jacksonville Jaguars over Washington, Kansas City Chiefs over the Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Chargers over Las Vegas Raiders, Green Bay Packers over the Minnesota Vikings, Detroit over the Eagles, Tampa Bay over Dallas Cowboys, and he also chose the New York Giants over the Tennessee Titans, and he chose the Denver Broncos over Seattle. Any questions? If you have any questions, just ask me here in a minute. We're going to the next runner-up, No Name, my brother. He chose the Rams over Buffalo Bills, Atlanta Falcons over the New Orleans Saints, Cleveland Browns over Carolina Panthers, San Francisco over the Chicago Bears, Cincinnati over Pittsburgh Steelers, the Indianapolis Colts over Houston, New England Patriots over Miami, Baltimore over New York Jets, Jacksonville Jaguars over the Washington Commanders, Arizona Cardinals over Kansas City, Las Vegas Raiders over Los Angeles Chargers, Green Bay Packers over Minnesota Vikings, the Detroit Lions over the Eagles, Tampa Bay over Dallas, and Tennessee Titans over the Giants, and Denver Broncos over Seattle. His name is No Name. If you want to write his name down and get his picks. No Name, that was the last one. The next runner-up, Gina. She chose the Buffalo Bills over the Rams, New Orleans Saints over Atlanta, Carolina over Cleveland Browns, the San Francisco 49ers over Chicago Bears, Pittsburgh over Cincinnati, Indianapolis over Houston, New England Patriots over the Miami Dolphins, New York Jets over Baltimore, Washington over Jacksonville Jaguars, Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona, Los Angeles Chargers over the Vegas Raiders, Green Bay over Minnesota, Eagles over Detroit, Dallas over Tampa Bay, and Tennessee Titans over the New York Giants, and Denver Broncos over Seattle. Her name is Gina. Go to the next runner-up. His name is AZ. He chose the Rams over the Buffalo Bills, New Orleans Saints over Atlanta, Carolina Panthers over Cleveland, San Francisco over Chicago Bears, Pittsburgh over Cincinnati, Indianapolis over Houston, New England Patriots over Miami, Baltimore Ravens over New York Jets, Washington Commanders over Jacksonville, Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona, Los Angeles Chargers over the Vegas Raiders, Green Bay Packers over Minnesota, Eagles over Detroit Lions, Tampa Bay over Dallas, New York Giants over Tennessee, and he chose the Denver Broncos over Seattle. His name is Arizona, so if you want to write his name down, there's his picks. Next runner-up, we have Lady 7, Bronco Queen. She chose the Buffalo Bills over the Rams, She chose Atlanta Falcons over New Orleans Saints. She chose Cleveland Browns over Carolina Panthers. She chose the Chicago Bears over San Francisco. Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Houston Texans over Indianapolis Colts. New England Patriots over Miami. Baltimore over New York Jets. Washington Commanders over Jacksonville Jaguars. The Arizona Cardinals over Kansas City Chiefs. Los Angeles Chargers over Las Vegas Raiders. Minnesota over Green Bay she chose. Eagles over the Detroit Lions. Tampa Bay over Cowboys. Tennessee over New York Giants. And the Denver Broncos over Seattle. That's Lady Sev's. That's Lady Sev's predictions. Alicia is the next runner-up. She chose Buffalo Bills over the Rams, Atlanta Falcons over New Orleans Saints, the Carolina Panthers over Cleveland, San Francisco over Chicago, Pittsburgh over Cincinnati, Indianapolis over the Colts. Indianapolis over Houston, the Houston Texans, New England Patriots over Miami Dolphins, Baltimore Ravens over New York Jets, the Jacksonville Jaguars over Washington Commanders, Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona, Los Angeles Chargers over the Las Vegas Raiders, Green Bay over Minnesota Vikings, the Eagles over Detroit Lions, Tampa Bay over Dallas, Tennessee Titans over the Giants, and Denver Broncos over Seattle. That's Alicia. Her name's Alicia if you want to write her name down to get her picks. It'll be good for you guys to write your picks down, man, for you guys know who's winning, who's not. So that's what's up. The next runner-up, we have Aiden. He picked the Rams over the Buffalo Bills. He picked Atlanta over New Orleans Saints. The Carolina Panthers over the Cleveland Browns. He picked San Francisco over Chicago Bears. The Cincinnati Bengals over Pittsburgh. Houston over Indy. Miami over New England Patriots. The Baltimore Ravens over New York Jets. Jacksonville Jaguars over the Washington Commanders. Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona. The Los Angeles Chargers over Las Vegas Raiders. Green Bay Packers over the Minnesota Vikings. Eagles over Detroit. Tampa Bay over the Dallas Cowboys. Tennessee Titans over the New York Giants. And Denver Broncos over Seattle. And his name is Aiden. The next runner-up is Route. He chose the Rams over the Buffalo Bills, the New Orleans Saints over Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers over Cleveland Browns, San Francisco over Chicago Bears, Cincinnati over Pittsburgh Steelers. He chose the Indianapolis Colts over Houston, New England Patriots over Miami Dolphins, Baltimore Ravens over New York Jets, Jacksonville over Washington Commanders, Kansas City Chiefs over the Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Chargers over Las Vegas Raiders, Green Bay Packers over Minnesota, Eagles over the Detroit Lions, Dallas Cowboys over Tampa Bay, and the Tennessee Titans over New York Giants, and Denver Broncos over the Seahawks. His name is Route. The next runner-up is Dad, Papa Bear. He chose Buffalo Bills over the Rams, New Orleans Saints over Atlanta, the Cleveland Browns over Carolina Panthers, Chicago Bears over San Francisco, Cincinnati Bengals over Pittsburgh, Indianapolis over Houston Texans, the Miami Dolphins over New England Patriots, the New York Jets over Baltimore Ravens, Washington Commanders over Jacksonville Jaguars, Kansas City Chiefs over the Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Chargers over Las Vegas Raiders, Minnesota over Green Bay, Detroit Lions over the Eagles, Tampa Bay over Dallas, Tennessee Titans over the Giants, and Denver Broncos over Seattle Seahawks. And that's Papa Bear. They call him Dad. That's Pops right there. So if you want to write his picks down, there's his picks. You can go back after this video is uploaded too and get everybody's picks. But I'm just going over everybody's picks. So if you want to write them down, go through the video, and it's all beautiful, man. So the next runner-up, we have Ash. Ash picked Buffalo Bills over the Rams, New Orleans Saints over Atlanta Falcons, the Cleveland Browns over Carolina Panthers, San Francisco 49ers over Chicago Bears, Cincinnati Bengals over Pittsburgh, Indianapolis Colts over Houston, Miami Dolphins over New England Patriots, the Baltimore Ravens over New York Jets, Jacksonville Jaguars over the Commanders, Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona Cardinals. He picked Las Vegas Raiders over Los Angeles Chargers, Green Bay Packers over Minnesota, the Eagles over Detroit, Tampa Bay Buccaneers over Dallas Cowboys, Tennessee over New York Giants, and the Denver Broncos over Seattle. And that's Ash Raider. Those are his picks if you want to write them down. I'm going to keep this video up too. And I also am going to do another screenshot of all the players, so you can write down. You guys can keep track of your scores. I got the scoreboard all the way across, so you know it's going to be a fun little thing. It's structured, and we're going to get it going. The next runner-up, his name is Hungry. He picked the Rams over Buffalo Bills, New Orleans Saints over Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers over the Cleveland Browns. He picked San Francisco over Chicago Bears, Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. He picked the Indianapolis Colts over the Houston Texans, New England Patriots over Miami, New York Jets over Baltimore, Washington over Jacksonville Jaguars, Kansas City Chiefs over the Arizona Cardinals, Las Vegas Raiders over the Chargers, Minnesota over Green Bay, Eagles over Detroit Lions, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over Dallas, New York Giants over the Tennessee Titans, and the Denver Broncos over Seattle. His name is Hungry. He chose the Buffalo Bills over the Rams, New Orleans Saints over Atlanta Falcons, Cleveland Browns over Carolina, San Francisco 49ers over Chicago Bears, Cincinnati over Pittsburgh, Indianapolis over Houston, Miami over New England Patriots, Baltimore over New York Jets, Washington over Jacksonville, Kansas City Chiefs over the Arizona Cardinals, Los Angeles Chargers over Vegas, Green Bay over Minnesota, Eagles over Detroit, Tampa Bay Buccaneers over Dallas Cowboys, Tennessee Titans over the New York Giants, and Denver Broncos over Seattle. His name is Uncle R, Uncle Rama. The next runner-up is Lynette. She chose Buffalo Bills over the Rams, Atlanta over New Orleans, Cleveland Browns over Carolina Panthers, Chicago over San Francisco, Cincinnati over Pittsburgh, Houston over Indy, Miami over New England, Baltimore over the Jets, Washington over Jacksonville, Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona, Los Angeles Chargers over the Vegas Raiders, Minnesota over Green Bay, Eagles over Detroit, Tampa Bay over Dallas, Tennessee Titans over New York Giants, and the Denver Broncos over Seahawks, and her name is Lynette. The next runner-up is Brandon Rogers. He chose the Rams over Buffalo, New Orleans Saints over Atlanta, Cleveland Browns over Carolina, San Francisco over Chicago. Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Indy over Houston. Miami over New England. Baltimore Ravens over the Jets. Washington over Jacksonville. Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona. Los Angeles Chargers over the Vegas Raiders. Minnesota over Green Bay. Eagles over Detroit. Tampa Bay over Dallas. Tennessee Titans over New York Giants. And the Seahawks over Denver Broncos. That's Brandon Rogers. Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Where you hiding? Got to get that money, man. Next runner-up, Miguel. His name's Miguel. He chose Buffalo Bills over the Rams. Atlanta Falcons over New Orleans Saints. Carolina Panthers over Cleveland. San Francisco over Chicago. Cincinnati over Pittsburgh. Indy over Houston. Miami over New England Patriots. Baltimore over New York Jets. Jacksonville Jaguars over Washington Commanders. Kansas City over Arizona. Las Vegas over Los Angeles Chargers. Green Bay over Minnesota. Eagles over the Detroit Lions. Dallas over Tampa Bay. Tennessee Titans over the Giants. And he chose the Denver Broncos over the Seahawks. His name's Miguel. The next runner-up is Uncle Mario. He chose Buffalo over the Rams. New Orleans Saints over Atlanta Falcons. The Carolina Panthers over Cleveland Browns. He chose San Francisco 49ers over Chicago Bears. The Cincinnati Bengals over Pittsburgh Steelers. He chose Indianapolis Colts over Houston Texans. He chose Miami Dolphins over New England Patriots. The Baltimore Ravens over New York Jets. Washington Commanders over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona Cardinals. He chose Los Angeles Chargers over the Las Vegas Raiders. Green Bay Packers over Minnesota Vikings. The Eagles over Detroit Lions. Tampa Bay over Dallas Cowboys. Tennessee Titans over New York Giants. And the Denver Broncos over Seattle. And that is Uncle Mario right there. If you want his picks, write them down, man. The next runner-up, we got Gats. He chose Buffalo Bills over the Rams. New Orleans Saints over Atlanta Falcons. Carolina Panthers over Cleveland Browns. San Francisco over Chicago Bears. Cincinnati Bengals over Pittsburgh Steelers. He chose the Houston Texans over Indianapolis Colts. He chose Miami Dolphins over New England Patriots. He chose Baltimore Ravens over New York Jets. The Jacksonville Jaguars over Washington Commanders. Kansas City Chiefs over the Arizona Cardinals. Las Vegas Raiders over Los Angeles Chargers. Minnesota over Green Bay. He chose Detroit Lions over the Eagles. Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Cowboys. Tennessee Titans over the Giants. And the Denver Broncos over Seattle Seahawks. His name is Gats. Gahtz. If you want to write his name down and write his picks. And last but not least, we got the last runner-up for the 16 pick first week of football. And that's Auntie C. She chose Buffalo Bills over the Rams. Atlanta Falcons over New Orleans Saints. Cleveland Browns over Carolina Panthers. San Francisco 49ers over Chicago Bears. Cincinnati over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Indianapolis Colts over Houston Texans. Miami over New England Patriots. New York Jets over the Baltimore Ravens. Washington over Jacksonville Jaguars. Kansas City Chiefs over Arizona Cardinals. Los Angeles Chargers over Las Vegas Raiders. Green Bay Packers over Minnesota. Eagles over the Detroit Lions. Tampa Bay Buccaneers over Dallas Cowboys. New York Giants over Tennessee Titans. And she also chose the Denver Broncos over the Seattle Seahawks. And that consists of week 1 of the Pick'em Leagues. Good luck to everybody that played. You know what it is, man. Get your money. I'm going to post this on this. If you want the picks from everybody, go to this video. Write down all the picks for who's in the lead. You know who's winning the pool. I'll be having, every time you get a win by your name, I will be circling the wins. I will be crossing out your losers. And, good luck to whoever's trying to win the $100, man. There's some good picks on there. There's a lot of people that picked some surprises. I picked a couple surprises with my picks. Tomorrow, the games start. And tomorrow, man, this is the start of the first football season. First start of the week of the football season. It's going to be a good week. Good luck to all you people. And that's what it is, man. So you know what it is. And if you want to play week 2 and you didn't play week 1, just let me know for week 2. And we going to get it going, bro. You're only going to win if you put some money in, man. So take a shot. What's $5? $5 ain't nothing. Wipe your ass with $5. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. Hope everybody's blessed. Mahai salute. Go Broncos. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Emmanuel Sanders. He retired as a Denver Bronco. Today was his retirement day. The big ups to the homie. He went out Super Bowl champion. He went out and competed for more after he left the Denver Broncos. But like they always do, they always come back to Broncos country. So big shout out, man, to Emmanuel Sanders, bro. A real-life Bronco. Super Bowl runs. Part of all the Super Bowl in the 2015. You know what it is. Let's go.